If you don't have a website in 2026, I'll be honest, you're not going to make it, because there's just no excuse not to have a website in 2026. It's easier than ever to build a website. I remember 20 years ago trying to build a website. You either had to know how to code yourself, so you had to know how to develop, or you had to pay someone thousands of dollars to make a website. Now I feel like everything has changed, because you can make websites essentially for free, and you can make quite complex web apps and stuff like that for super cheap. I wanted to cover some of the best, the easiest, free and premium ways to build a website. So first up is PopSite. So PopSite is basically a free website builder, and I actually think this is one of the best ways to just have something, because a lot of people don't want to go through the hassle of building a proper website. This is what you want, because this essentially is a proper website that's ready to go for you. The idea is it's sort of like a link in bio thing, but it doesn't just have to be that. It can be for your personal use, your portfolio, your business, whatever you like. And then you can just link to it from wherever, like your Instagram, your LinkedIn, X, whatever it might be. But the idea is that you have a nice, simple website that works, that you can get going literally, I feel like within 15 minutes. It's ridiculous how quick you can make a website with this. They have a bunch of sort of sections that you can have. So you can have links, you can have social stuff, you can have forms, services, projects, gallery, skills, resume, frequently asked questions. There's so many features, and they're always adding a bunch more features as well. I actually use this for my own sort of link in bio stuff for Instagram. On desktop view, they do actually have a desktop view, which is nice, but I like the mobile view a lot. The mobile view is perfect for just being able to quickly browse on your phone, for people being able to find my wallpapers, my YouTube, my presets, Lightroom presets, stuff like that, and also go to my main website as well. It's just super simple and easy. I honestly think you'd be silly not to do something like this, because it's free. Like, it's actually free. You don't have to spend money. You don't have to hire a developer or anything. You can do this for free. And then even then, it's $15 a month, and you don't have to upgrade. Look at all the free things you get already. So yeah, I'd highly recommend just checking out PopSite, building a website with PopSite. It's free to get started and stuff. This is just the way to have something. Next up is Framer, and this is perfect for those who want something that's a bit more premium, something that has a bit more of a design edge, something that gives you more of a unique aesthetic rather than just a simple link in bio sort of website. So Framer is something that I've been using pretty much since they started. Like, I've been a big fan of Framer ever since the beginning, mainly because if you're familiar with design tools, design apps like Canva and Figma, stuff like that, this is essentially that, but for making your own website. And you can see, even when you just go on their homepage, they have a very classy, clean, premium aesthetic. You can see these are websites that other people have built with Framer, and they have gallery section where you can see some websites that are built in Framer. Some of the stuff in here blows my mind, because it just shows the market for Framer, and the way they've designed it clearly targets people who care about design and aesthetic, care about their brand. If you're a business, I honestly feel like Framer is one of the best ways to make a website for your business, whether it's like a restaurant, whether it's a studio, just whatever business you have. I honestly think Framer is a great place to get started if you don't want to mess around with code. Again, you don't have to mess around with code at all. This is a visual website builder. I personally am not a developer. I do have some coding knowledge, but I much prefer a visual builder. And that's why I've loved Framer since the beginning. It's just such a great way to make a premium looking website. If we look at some of the websites that have been built in this, look at this one. How good does this look? This looks incredible. Financial platform advisor thing website. Like, look at this. This looks like it could be designed by some studio that have spent hundreds of thousands of dollars to make this. It just looks so, so good. And they also have a marketplace where you can get templates, plugins, components, just whatever you need pretty much. And what I really like with the templates is that if you do want something that's ready to go, you don't want to spend days, weeks building something, you can just grab a template. There's so many templates on here, and just fill in your content and you're ready to go. Like, they just make it super easy. And all of the templates that they have on their marketplace have sort of gone through a rigorous testing, rigorous approval process, just to make sure that it works with Framer, and so that customers obviously get the best experience. This is definitely a premium service when you look at their pricing. $10 a month for the basic website, which I actually think is a bargain, and then $30 a month for the pro version. But if you have a business, $30 a month to have something that always works, I feel like that's so worth it. $30 is actually nothing. That's such a small cost in terms of running a business. So I really do think for the pricing, because you have everything all in one platform here, you don't have to worry about hosting, search engine optimization, a CMS. You don't have to worry about any of that. It just works. Everything works in one place. I feel like it's actually very good value. I also nearly forgot to mention, I actually have a couple of websites that are built in Framer. Link Lowdown is one of them. Link Lowdown is essentially a curated app website where I share apps and links and interesting things I've come across from the internet. This is actually a version of the Link Lowdown that's in my newsletter. If you haven't subscribed to the newsletter, you should subscribe to the newsletter. But in my newsletter, I have a section called the Link Lowdown, which just became really, really popular because I'm sharing links to interesting things, and I've just made it into a website. So all of the links from my newsletter actually go on here, but they go out on my newsletter first, so you should subscribe there. But it's simple. On here, you just see stuff that I've posted. You can click on them, find out more, and you can go to whatever I've linked to. I also built index.olio.com, and it's basically just a catalog of my favorite tech and gear products that I use with some quick descriptions and stuff. Yeah, super simple, super easy to build in Framer, and I feel like it looks clean, it looks good. Next up is WordPress. So I know, I get it. A lot of people do not like WordPress just because it feels bloated and whatever else, it has all this stuff. But WordPress is such a mature platform. I actually have my personal website, olio.com, on WordPress. I've been using it with WordPress, I think over 10 years now, something ridiculous. I've been using it a long time with WordPress. And the main reason why is because it just works. Back then, 10 years ago, WordPress was like so popular. It's what most people chose. And due to how expansive it is, the amount of templates, the amount of plugins, the amount of customization you can do with it, it just made sense. And hence why I've stuck with it. And hence why I also still recommend it now, because there's so much documentation. There's so many plugins. There's so many different ways to make WordPress do stuff for you. When you want to find a solution, when you want to find an answer, when you want to do something that's quite custom, WordPress is one of the easiest ways to do it because someone else has most likely done it and shared their process already online. So you can build a basic personal website, basic blog quite easily like this, or you can build a fully fledged e-commerce platform in WordPress. It's crazy how there's such a wide array, wide gap of things you could do with WordPress. Yeah, my website is just a simple homepage with sort of some links to things, and then I have my blog as well, and my blog is actually really, really popular. My website actually gets tens of thousands of views a month, primarily from Google search. And again, I think it's just because I've stuck with WordPress over the years. I publish good content on there, and Google now sees my website as a sort of trusted source. So I get tens of thousands of visitors to my website from Google every month, and it's just so powerful. One of my most popular posts right now actually is how to build websites with Claude Code as a beginner. So that's another video I have on my channel, and I just made it into a blog post, and it gets so many views. It's crazy. WordPress, I really do think is great. I feel like people aren't going to like me saying that, but I really do think it's good. And if you use AI agents with it, you can basically just never have to do anything. It's super easy, and it's essentially free. All you have to do is pay for hosting. So hosting, this isn't sponsored, by the way. I do have an affiliate link, but this part isn't sponsored. They have a WordPress one-click installation. So like, it's so easy to get going. You don't have to worry about setting up a server, setting up a database or anything like that. They just have like a one-click thing to get it going. And that's exactly what I used to set up my personal website. I just used a one-click install, and it's been solid for over 10 years. So yeah, I really do like WordPress, and I'm going to be continuing to use it for my personal website. I don't expect to switch away from it anytime soon. Why fix something that's not broken, right? And then next up is using AI agents to code. So AI agents have come a long way. There's so many different things you can do. Coding agents specifically have become super powerful. Claude have Claude Code, and ChatGPT have Codex. They're essentially the same thing. I've done a video on Claude Code, which I'd recommend checking out, but they're essentially the same thing where they can build stuff, they can build websites and stuff with AI agents, and you just naturally put in language and it can do stuff for you. So in the Claude Code app, we have the chat, we have the co-work, and then we have the code. So all you have to do to get started is to choose a folder, open folder. I'm just going to choose my Claude Code folder. I'm just going to make a, random thing in here, YouTube demo 1, open, cool. Now we're in the folder, and then I can quickly ask it to website clean minimal using the font Inter and the shad CN styling. Something like that. It's going to ask me a few questions. I'm just going to do single static HTML. What should we include? Let's do all of these actually. So this is what I really like about Claude Code and Codex. It will ask you questions about your build, what you want to build, how you want to build it, and then it will start doing it for you. Amazing. It's actually already given me a result, and it looks really good. Considering I only put in one prompt at the top here, make me a personal website, and then it's just asked me 2 questions and it's made this for me. Just wow. Honestly, it blows my mind every time when I see this, because I think to myself, how does it know to make something so clean and so elegant looking just like this? Like, this is crazy. Obviously, half the things don't work, like work doesn't go anywhere, about doesn't go anywhere, contact doesn't go anywhere. But we have something ready to go, and then we can just start making changes, start making edits and stuff. But we have a website, and then we can upload this to a server somewhere and have it hosted. It's crazy how powerful AI agents have gotten. But what makes it even more powerful is that you can make apps with AI agents. So I made Digital Creator Club with Claude Code and Codex. I actually use both. And it's essentially just like a club for members and stuff, people who are part of my audience. And the idea is that you join the club, you get invited to the Discord, and you get access to content as well. So when we look at manuals, we have like a bunch of content in here, personal branding, online marketing, like just everything that I've learned basically over the years all in one place. And I built this with no coding knowledge whatsoever. You've got to think about how much actually goes into building something like this, right? Because you've got to accept payments, you've got to have user accounts, and you've got to also have emails so that when people sign in, they can reset passwords and stuff. They can have code sent to them to log in. They got to be able to upgrade and cancel their accounts and stuff. They're going to be able to get access to the manuals that are in there. They've also got to be sent an invite to the Discord. There's a lot going on here, and I don't have any coding knowledge. Like I said, I had Codex and Claude Code build all this for me. I didn't touch a single line of code. And it just works. It works surprisingly well. I'd say this was my first proper project, complex project with Claude Code and Codex, and it's actually made me more confident in building stuff. So something else I built was offultra.com. So it's like a content platform about AI, learning AI and stuff like that. And this is actually using Ghost. However, I've never used Ghost before. Ghost is a CMS platform. It's quite similar to WordPress. I had Claude Code and Codex sort of educate me about Ghost, why I should be using it over something else. And yeah, I had all of this sort of coded with Claude Code and Codex. The theme itself and the way everything works. So for example, we have guides on here. And when you go to a guide, we have it behind like a membership sort of thing, which is free, but then there's also paid stuff as well. And it works really well. So here's a paid one. So this content is for premium members only. But yeah, all of this has been done with AI agents. And I really do feel like now is one of the best times to build stuff with these AI agents, to make websites, to make apps, whatever you want to make. The limitation really is your own imagination and marketing. You've got to learn how to market as well. I actually feel like building stuff has become really easy. Now marketing is the hard part. But anyway, that's for another video. If you're interested in just making a website, these are some of the best ways to make websites right now. Make sure to check out some of the other videos I've done. I've covered AI agents, especially recently, just because they're very popular. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter and subscribe for more.